completely deleted the old stream, started a new one because I had someone come in and say, hey, the stream's not loading, because I wasn't getting any viewers. So that comment came through. So I guess the connection kind of bugged out when I first started the walk. So I saw a little blip on here when I first started. So we'll see what's happening with that, right? I don't know what the deal is. Hopefully this one's a little bit stronger, right? Hopefully this one's stronger. Hopefully it'll load. I've got bars. I've got a connection. So I don't know why it did that. But I got 7 minutes in. It had like 0 viewers going, and then someone wrote a comment. Working better now. But yeah, someone, hey guys. So apparently when it won't load, I can read your comments, but you can't hear me. So it was 7 minutes in before someone wrote a comment, stream's not loading. I'm like, oh, well that explains it. Because I had 0 viewers. And I was talking and I'm like, what in the heck happened? Now it's doing better. So give me some likes, guys. Let me know if everything's going good here, right? So I'm glad it's working now. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, so really good workout today. I did sled work afterwards, by the way. I filmed it. So I'm gonna start working sled in, because if I'm just gonna do singles on the squats, I can do sleds and I can start working in jumps to do all my leg hypertrophy. And I think that'll throw people off. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, dude, I get leg gains off sled work. I don't even need to do calf work if I'm doing it. So I went ahead and did my dad bod training lifts today, and then I did a higher training max after each one. I'm like, based on how they felt, I'm like, what will be a good training max? It won't be grindy, right? And so I picked those, and then I went over and did my bodybuilding stuff. Focus mainly on just dips, pull-ups, and curls. I did do 1 set of pullovers, but I am going to go hard on curls. I'm going to start working in, like I said, more athletic stuff. I went ahead and did a round of sled today, which I filmed. So in addition to all the lifts, but I feel like I'm looking thick, like that thumbnail. If you guys check it on social media, I'm filling out, but I feel like I'm close to whooshing. Like my waist felt smaller today. It just feels smaller and tighter. So we're going to keep going. So I feel like, again, if I'm going to do heavy squat singles, a little bit of sled work will go a long way with that. But yeah, so I just did training maxes. So I did the normal dad bod stuff. Do you think Nasser El Sambade had a better physique? I don't think any modern pro bodybuilders have good physiques. I think they all have horrible physiques. Now, from bodybuilding judging perspective, technically Dorian met their criteria better. But I don't think modern bodybuilders have good physiques from that era on. Probably Lee Haney was about the last little bit that had good physiques. And he was honestly getting a bit big. So I'm probably the person who will say, just objectively, the way we would assess a physique, they don't have good physiques. They haven't in 30 years. Big up Coach Jack. What do you like about... I didn't live in London. What was Lee? I don't know what his weight was. I don't know what Lee Haney weighed. I think he competed like something like 220 or 215 even when he was winning. He could have been. Britt, I appreciate those likes, Peppermint. Let's get that flowing. We had a little snafu with the first stream. I got 7 minutes in, had no views, and someone said the stream's not loading. So I closed it, deleted it, and then restarted a new stream. Although hopefully we keep a strong connection. It's only got a single bar for some reason on this street. It's just late morning though. I'm gonna do most of these on the bike coming up, but had a really good workout. Did a couple minutes of sled work, which I filmed. No, I don't own a Stairmaster, so I don't use one. I don't like the stairs, I hate them. I prefer pretty much old school stuff. I mean, given a choice, I do the bike because it's convenient, and I have one and I can do streams on it there. But I mean, if I wasn't trying to talk on streams all the time, walking, brisk walking, weight vest walking, jogging, sled work, prowler work, that's really your best cardio, my opinion. Where did you? I lived in Cheltenham. I got some 350 squats and a 250 bench for 5s on the menu today. Awesome, man. Good job, Turtle. So yeah, so today you guys will see in the vlog, for the training matches, I hit the dad bod numbers, and then I went up. So I just knocked down a really easy 425 training max squat, 325 bench, 525 deadlift. But I did the dad bod number first, and just kind of how heavy did it feel? What do I feel like going up for another single? And then we did all of the weighted body weight stuff in arms. But I'm gonna start working in more sleds and jumps and stuff, right? Where's the, and meat for some reason. I don't understand your question. But guys, why do we care about London? It's not fitness, this is fitness. Like I remind people I need to make more statuses on it for the community tab. I don't discuss non-fitness stuff on this channel anymore. This is purely training, nutrition, or fitness mindset related. Now I'll do jokes and other stuff on Facebook a little bit, but it's all fitness here, guys. That's the way I need to brand this channel moving forward. Like I would never have any problems or any hate of any type had I only ever done fitness. So that's what we need to stick to. That is my brand. Yeah. So again, I got to remember to add 7 minutes to this cardio, but it's a training day. I don't really care about the total amount, as long as we get a bunch done. I think especially after full body workout and then pushing a sled, my metabolic rate is probably really high right now. Probably burning through a lot. Plus diet was really dialed in yesterday again. Although your list cardio, would you mix anything? I literally just told you I did sled work today. I've said it's kind of hard to mix it in on this cut, but I've decided last night when I was thinking about it, really thinking it through, I've been saying I want to add it in eventually. I should probably do it now. So I went ahead and did that. I'm excited to see you do full body again. You're telling me pushing a sled is not high intensity cardio? Yeah, you can eat a bag of dicks. All right, next. All right. I'm excited to see you. Yeah, Amistad, how about you stay in your lane? Do you coach for a living? I'm a simple question. How many athletes do you coach? Like how many are on your roster? Like what do you do for a profession? All right. I'm excited to see you do full body again. I've started doing full body every other day, and I've started my initial crappy training. Okay, well, neither am I. I knew. There we go. It came out. Hello, Dean. But yeah, man, I mean, the full body I think is going to be fun. And I've already had people say who are normal, like paying people who pay for the channel membership, or like, I'd totally buy an ebook. So I do think when and if I do an ebook, I think plugging full body templates in there is probably what I'm going to do. That was my original bread and butter on this channel. How's the cut been going? I've actually lost 15. Nice. I'm still down to 17. I expect to whoosh this week. Based on what I'm seeing everything do with my waistline, I feel like I'm going to have a whoosh this week. Coach is shutting down. There we go. We just shut it down. A step up out of training, second squat day. Nice. But Dean said, hello, Dean. So yeah, I'm going to start adding more and more athletic stuff as we go. Because I do feel like I've told people this before. You can build a really big squat without doing true leg work also. Because like when you're working with athletes and stuff, I mean, you do speed squats, but really I could come in and do squat singles like I'm doing now. I could push a sled. I'm going to start driving down until I might start taking it down there and pulling that sled with a harness too. Some, you know, on days where the weather's good for it. Sled work, jumping will still build a lot, in my opinion, if you're doing heavy singles too. It hit like 5 or 6 days a week in the gym. Most people have stuff to do, and that's why people are attracted to full body. And that's the other thing I was pointing out with full body. I'm not saying it's superior for gains, right? So that's come up when people have asked me. No, I'm not telling anybody any of this. Like, look, we can make progress on full body. You can make progress upper lower. You can make progress on a split. You can make progress on the push-pull legs. You can make great progress on all these programs, all of them. We need to be clear on that. People have literally built championship winning physiques and broken world records in powerlifting using every one of these approaches. So we need to be clear on that. The reason full body works really well for a lot of athletes and a lot of people with lives is if you miss a workout, it doesn't matter because you're still in the same rotation, right? If something happens and you have to skip a whole workout, your rotation doesn't get mixed up. Every muscle in the body got trained during your last session. Everything is still getting some stimulus. Like nothing is detraining, right? So it allows for a certain simplicity and flexibility. And it's exactly it. So if you have a week where you really can only get to the gym for 2 days, not a big deal instead of your 3. It really, it doesn't affect anything badly. So you could really take people to a 2 or 3 day full body. People could do GPP, and most people would do really well. And again, if you have access to basic stuff for GPP, a little bit of conditioning, some cardio, a little bit of jumping, throwing, really goes a long way for the average guy. I'm not telling anyone they're going to win bodybuilding shows doing this. I'm not telling people they're going to break a world record in the squat doing it. But if we're talking about, say, my dad bod strength standard and having a 6-pack and being just generally fit and athletic, I think it totally works. It totally works. And I mean, even for leg work, I could take people for anything from doing Widowmaker squats all the way up to doing just squat singles and then going and pushing a sled. They'll all build a big squat. They'll all build big legs. And that's things that people have to think about too. They lived on sleds at Westside. We see plenty of rugby players, football players who live on sled work who have massive thighs. And it does carry over to your squat. Jumping does too. So if you're not going to do speed boxes, you can jump. And we get the same effect. Even, you guys remember, I heard Chad Wesley Smith mention that once before too. He was really like, that was one of his staples. He's like, if you want a 900-pound squat, you need to jump. So that was interesting statement on his part. But even they did that at Westside. But if we think about just being generally fit and athletic, and I used to do lots of jumping. I used to jump on camera. I've still got a nice soft plyo box too. But if we're shooting for just general athleticism and to be pretty jacked, people will, and that's my point with the full body stuff. I'm not saying anyone's going to make maximum gains. Like and that's what people have to remember. I'm not telling you you're going to win bodybuilding shows. What I'm telling you is you can make 90% of your possible muscle growth on those sort of training, right? So when someone says, I feel like I need to make some videos on that because I had someone ask me, hey, if I do this, will I get maximum growth? I'm like, nowhere near. Like, you probably need to isolate every muscle in your body. If your goal is maximal muscle growth, you probably do need 15 sets of muscle group. You probably need to isolate everything, your front delt, your rear delts, your side delts. Right? You probably need to isolate every head with something. And you probably need 15 plus sets. And your lifestyle has to reflect it. So I think people are overthinking this maximum gains. I'm like, well, wouldn't you just be happy with 90% of your possible gains every year for the next 20 years? You're still going to have the best physique in the room. I've been hitting full body every day, says Turtle Bob, using rep goal systems, using mostly compounds, no stalls in months. I like rep goal systems. I like old school progressions. I called it old school progression, but it's called double progression. You guys remember I called it that in that one video. Any new equipment you were looking to purchase? No. Nope. I would realistically could stand to sell some of my equipment. It's money and then freeing up floor space. I have stuff I know I'm probably never going to use again. But no. Nope, I have no need for any new equipment. If anything, I feel like I need a nice minimalist approach. You know, would you sell on Facebook? I don't know how. I mean, problem is how do I deal with all the nonsense? I don't know how quite to do the Facebook sales. I could though. It's not a bad idea to see if I can sell some of it on Facebook. Some of the bars and stuff I'll never use again. You know. Hell, if someone made me a good enough offer at this point, I'd sell the belt squat. I mean, it works, but it beats up my quad tendons, and I don't need the belt squat to have massive legs or to have a 500 plus pound squat. My preference, that's a really, 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 really strange question. So, like, that question doesn't even make any sense. Like, there's literally nothing I have ever said or indicated, nor would my business model be good at a commercial gym unless I own it. So are you asking me, am I buying a commercial gym? Am I starting a commercial gym? What do you mean train at one? Dude, commercial gyms don't let YouTubers show up and train shirtless every day. Right? So that's like, you clearly don't follow my channel. All right, donate it for tax write-off and inflate the value, right? Coach, your recent video on old school training suggestions are in danger of being too simple and attractive. You worried about it might turn away clients. That's something that I think every coach deals with, Peppermint. Man, how do I answer this? Here's what some of my clients say. That is always a fear of mine. I do fear that as a coach, and I think all coaches do, that if we make programming too simple, do people still want coaching? I've discussed this with a couple of my clients, my really long timers. Like one of them who buys 6-month packages. I've even discussed it with Alex, right? You guys see Alex in the vlogs? He's been on for years. And here's kind of what they told me, because I asked them on that. And they told me, they're like, I don't care how simple the programming is. They're like, as long as I'm getting results and I don't have to think about it, I just have to do what you tell me to do, and I can go have my career and run my business. Because one of the guys I asked, he's got 3 kids and he runs a business. He's married, 3 kids, owns a business. He's like, I don't have time to think about my programming. He goes, I just want to be super fit, super strong in my 40s, set a good example for my kids, for he's got 2 sons and a daughter. He's like, I want to set good examples for them. He's like, so I need to be strong and fit. He goes, I don't have time to think about my programming. He's like, so he has said, I don't care how simple it is. I just care about the fact that I keep getting results year after year with you. And Alex said the same thing. He's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how simple the programming is. As long as we get results, we're happy. And we don't have to think about it. We just have to do the workouts. So, you know, and I think they have valid points. So here's the thing I would say with that too, Peppermint. I find that when I try to market to people who can't afford my coaching or who see it as expensive, I lose money. My business goes downhill every time. So, and I noticed that when I did those sales. None of the people who when I ran the holiday sales, I had like 6 or 7 people maybe come on at that price. How many of them do you think I still have? Well, no, if they have to come on at $200, they can't afford coaching. If they waited till a sale to come on, they can't afford coaching. I lost all of them. And I still have people who are paying $250. I have multiple new clients who've come on since then paying $250. So, and I had clients who paid $300 at one time and were happy with it, you know, until they just didn't need coaching. So I think realistically, that's not my market. My market is not going to be people who, oh, I could write this on my own. That's never going to, because coaching is too expensive. Like, that's not the clients that I want. That's not a good business model. So what I'm going to do is continue to grow on my social media and get the sort of clients who are willing to pay $250, $300 and don't care how simple the programming is. They have enough money that they can afford it, and they don't have time to go research and figure out how to program. Right? From a business model, that makes the most sense. You want the people who have the money and they don't have the time. So I think realistically, the simple programming and putting out stuff of how simple it can be, I think is pragmatic. I made a post on that yesterday too. The longer you coach, the more simple the programming you want to do. You're just not worried with trying to impress or wow your clients and athletes. You're worried about getting them results. And I would look at someone like Dan John. What he has that thing called Simple Strength. He still has clients. He puts out stuff like that, the Simple Strength, and he puts even some of his clients on it, but he still has clients paying. And he's a phenomenal coach with over 30 years of experience, right? Thanks, Coach. That's what I was recently, a good insight to what you consider recoaching and programming. And yeah, conjugate works for a lot of people if they want to do conjugate. That's as complex as we go. But realistically, I could put people on 2 or 3 day minimalist full body programs, and the average guy would get great results. I could have them do some GPP. They'll get great results. And for people who don't have time and need the accountability, that's your clients, right? That is your market for that, Peppermint. The people who are broke but they have lots of free time are not going to be good clients anyways. If they have time to research all of this, they're not going to be the best clients. People who are busy, truly busy and make money, that's your clients. Turtle Bob says, I have a simple setup and just bare minimum, a squat, rack, chin, a bar. There you go. That's all you need. But what clients need is accountability. They need form coaching, they need fatigue management, and they need accountability. Adrian says, it's tough out there. Greg Knuckles offers coaching for $249 a month. Wonder if he also hands-on like you, Coach. I don't know. All right. Hi, Jason. I hit like. Appreciate it, Carol. Thank you for the ongoing support. So that's the thing that we need to remember. Let's just be honest. 23-year-old kids who make 40 grand a year and have plenty of time to try to research programming, that's not good clients anyways. That 325 bench, thank you. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a max. It was just a nice training max. So you'll see in the vlog, Carol, I went ahead, I'm like, I want to just start doing the days like that. If I'm going to do a training max instead of rep work, I want to hit the dad bod strength standard. And then see if I have something left to go do another training max. It's not too grindy. So I did the 3 dad bod lifts today, and then I did another heavier single. So I ended up just doing a 425 squat. I didn't look at the depth on it. It felt ass to grass. I just came in, he's almost high barred it. It was smooth. I did the 325 bench after the 315. So I tried to do it flat back. I wanted pause, flat back, just straight up bodybuilder. And then I did a 500 deadlift followed by a 525 with the stiff bar. I just used the power bar. And then I did all my other work. Lots of curls, but I did pull-ups, dips. I went ahead and did the closer grip, overhand pull-ups, right? Yeah, I don't want to go into tragedies or other stuff like that in here, but no, I'm good from the flooding. I did put up a Facebook post for thoughts and prayers, and I know I've talked to other people about it, who are in my life and close to me. We've all said our prayers for it. It's pretty tragic, but this is fitness channel, so that's not even close to me. That's not even driving distance from me. So I to come up to, I had a friend of mine was saying, yeah, I don't think people, because a friend of mine who, she watches some of my stuff and sees these comments, she thought it was funny. She's like, people don't understand that Texas, how big it is. So those floods were further away from me than the United Kingdom is. Right? So you take the entire size of the United Kingdom, that would fit between me and the flooding. The whole thing. In between us. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it did happen in Texas and I know where it is, but it's not somewhere that you could just jump in a car and drive to in 3 hours and be there, you know. Hey Jason, I have a hernia surgery next week. How long do you think it takes normally to get back to lifting after that operation? Man, your doctor's going to have way better advice than I can. I don't want to give you advice on recovery from the hernia surgery. I honestly don't know because there's so many variables. So the surgeon should have good advice for you on that. So ask your doctor. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I did sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night, and I'm going to say refer back to your doctor. It's like flooding in Romania, asking people in France, are they okay? Peppermint, yeah, but that's the equivalent. I mean, and it is tragic, and yes, it is in my state, and it's pretty horrible. So all those girls are actually at a Christian youth camp. So yeah, brother, I'm on 30 grams of creatine a day since 2 weeks. Why are you taking 30 grams of creatine a day? You gained 15 pounds of muscle. I'm sure you did, bro. When and how should you do a deload? You don't need to deload. Deloads are only because you have excessively overreached and you're forced to take one. I don't actually believe training to the point where you need a deload is optimal. But if you need a deload to come in and reduce volume and maybe just do, almost at this point, if a person needs a deload for a vacation or whatever they got going, come in and do one hard set of each of your basic lifts and go home. I have never been in the military. Why would you ask something so silly? I have never implied or said I was in the military, and I've always said I wasn't. So what a silly question. So unless you retract your question, I'm going to ban you. All right, next. Watch your videos on most people can get jacked doing full body. Yep, and I think they can. Again, I'm not talking about winning bodybuilding shows. I'm just talking about, does someone want the best physique when they walk into a room? Do you want to impress the average person to where they see you as a really jacked, fit person? Yeah, that will do it. No, I've never, sorry Patrick, I've never been. I don't know why anybody who follows my channel thinks that. You are watching clearly trolls created content. Let's get rid of that nonsense. I already don't allow my own religion in here to be posted because it's not fitness. I'm definitely not allowing a Hail Satan post in here. Get out of here. Next. We're not allowing demons in the middle of my live stream, guys. We're not trying to summon Beelzebub. We're trying to get fit. All right. So when I go get thee gone, Satan. Next. All right. Yeah, get that junk out of here, coach. Absolutely. I'm going to be nice to Patrick, assuming he's not a troll. What are your thoughts on Mike Minzer and his HIIT training theories? Oh, man. We've covered this numerous times. I've done whole videos on it. Mike Minzer's training when he was Mr. Training for the Olympia was pretty good. I don't think anyone could disagree with it. Mike Minzer went crazy later. While he was using methamphetamine to self-medicate for his mental illness, he wrote a bunch of insane, crazy theories that have been completely debunked with modern science. No one ever became a champion bodybuilder following his nonsense. Case over. The HIIT cult needs to die out. Even Dorian Yates didn't do Minzer's training, and he actually had said he only allowed Minzer to use his name because he felt bad for him, end quote. All right, what should I expect in terms of muscle and strength loss after not lifting for 4 to 6 months? A lot. Also love your content, been a fan for a long time. Dude, I mean, I don't know. You're going to lose ridiculous amounts of muscle and strength. 4 to 5 months of no training. You shouldn't ever need to go 4 to 5 months of no training, even if you're having a surgery, though, dude. You should be able to do something relatively quickly. Tell them, Peppermint, hit that like for Coach. At least it's a decent number of likes in this. Decent number of views in this one. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, I'll have a really good vlog today. I'm ramping up those training maxes and doing my other full body old school stuff. They went really well today. I was happy with it. If you guys look in that thumbnail, I'm like looking really full all of a sudden, even though I think I'm about to whoosh. I'm gonna check the weight after this walk. I'm gonna see where I'm at. I bet I don't want to call it and jinx it. I feel like I'm close to a swoosh on the scale going down. On the plus side, you will have muscle memory. You'll have muscle memory for sure. Great country, by the way, active cultures as well. What? No, I've never been to the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic doesn't exist anymore. All right. Well, that's not a fitness related. Yeah, fingers crossed. But I'll get one this week no matter what. Feel like I'll get one no matter what this week. It helps on a lot of them because I was doing the longer walks out sweating, so it was giving me the whooshes coming down, so I haven't been doing them as long. I've been doing more bike cardio, so I'm not getting those lows in the morning. So that's also a factor. But if I just keep burning fat, it is going to come down no matter what, right? It's unavoidable. But notice in that picture, go check it on Facebook too, like that's just a snapshot. Like I'm looking just like full and thick. I did some side chest. I haven't looked at the screens yet though in that time. But yeah, the training went really well. I was really happy with just how easy the training maxes moved. And then, like I said, we did sled work today too. I went ahead and pushed a sled for a couple minutes down the street and I got that. I haven't looked at the footage yet, but I filmed it. I want to switch to low bar because I believe it works better for my anatomy. Where should I start? You should start by putting the bar lower down your back and opening your stance up a hair. That's where you should start. What do you mean? Just go do it. You start by putting the bar lower down your back and doing a squat. Next. Love how you've worked back in Jason Blaha representing Jason. I've got like 70 videos that don't have it though sitting there in the feed. But I'll work in with the newer ones I'm doing with my stuff in the rotation. Puff, puff, give. What? All right, people be getting shot for fucking up the rotation. All right, sir, where are you from? I know that you were from India. And based upon your grammar. And everybody knows where Jason Blaha is from. There's whole memes about it. Everybody tell him where I'm from. The whole chat, tell the man where I'm from. And get the whole thing. Well, I don't know. The other posters will tell you, Aldi, don't worry, it's coming. The other viewers, unless we're losing the stream. Jason Blaha is from the great Republic of Texas, where everything is bigger and better. I might switch to a full body like yourself. I'm halfway. Peppermint said the glorious Republic of Texas. I might switch to full body like yourself. I'm halfway into upper lower this week, so to finish a week off, you could totally do that, Fred. Right? We're in Texas. If you saw all my other social media, it says the location. So go to my Facebook. I had someone ask me on the Facebook, they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, can you not read the page that says the business page is based out of Spring, Texas? Occupation. I hope that's a joke. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I do online virtual coaching as my primary business. I don't do much in coaching anymore these days. So the title of the channel is Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness. I've been doing this for 13 years. It's full-time online fitness for 13 years, dude. I always hate that when people say, do you have any certs? I'm like, I let my personal training certs expire 15 years ago. They're not worth the paper they're printed on unless you want to use them as toilet paper. Certified personal trainer. Yeah, it's toilet paper, dude. Get in the trenches. Get 10 years of experience getting people under a barbell. Good for your age, by the way. I'm 48 and I've turned 49 later this year. And yes, I squat 500 pounds at the age of 48. All right. But right now we're doing cardio. So I did a full workout. I did sled work. Now we're doing a walk. And we'll do some bike before I eat breakfast. Coach reached half a century. All right, because Coach is cutting right now. We got to get lean and ripped. Yeah, Coach reaching half a century. But yeah, we play the long game in the iron game, guys. It is about the long game. It's not about burning out when you're 27. Soon 50 lean and jacked. I mean, I'm pretty big based on those shots. Like, I just need to get leaner at this point. Damn, my father is the same age as, and your dad needs to hire me to coach him, then we can fix this. I have one of my coaching programs is called Dad Bod to Daddy. Right? Your mom will be happy. Tell your dad, come over, sign up for my coaching, and your mom will be very pleased. Right? Take him from dad bod to daddy. All right. He'll be strong and jacked. I charge $250 a month for online coaching. That's US dollars. I do individual consultations at $100 per hour for video calls. Dad bod to daddy. Yep. Dude, it's funny. One of my guys who applied for it when I started that, like in December, he sends me this thing. I want the dad bod to daddy. It was hilarious. It was funny. He was a gay dude, but it was hilarious. So, but I coached him for a while. He only needed about 3 or 4 months just to get in the flow. Yeah. Like his application wrote that. I want the dad bod. I want the dad bod to daddy. It's great. Plenty of views. The views are up and down. It was really high. What happened? We dropped to 19. I think we lost Peppermint. We got some of the other regulars. You mentioned that your sweet tooth has subsided better. And, I don't really have a sweet. It's a savory tooth. Like, I'm not a big sweets guy. I've never had a sweet tooth. I like fatty, salty foods. That's my weakness. No, I just don't have them around. Like, really, really the key to that is if you don't have, it's really easy to eat 100% clean diet if you just don't buy junk food to have it in your house. Just don't buy it. Still hear Coach just listening in the background. Hit like for Coach, please. Tell them, man. Tell them Peppermint. They got to get them likes up. Hit that like button. Although, this might be a long enough walk. It might be close to. I wanted to get at least one in before we get the bike. I need to get a lot of bike cardio because I can stream everywhere. It is about that double and triple dipping, right? Because I can only do the phone on one platform at a time, really. And so I'm just here on the tubes. But I get on that bike, I can hit both Facebooks and the YouTube concurrently. But I like the walking outdoors. Like, I find it more enjoyable. Sweets are a weakness for me. I'm trying my best to cut them out. Yeah, artificial sweeteners. Feed me. I do consultations on this particular. People's binge eating, I literally have done consultations on nothing but binge eating. It's usually women, though. You can hit me up on that. I can give you some tips. But I can tell you stuff like 000 yogurt works really great. Sugar-free Jell-O. So if you're looking to deal with your sweet tooth, sugar-free Jell-O, there's some of the 000 yogurt on top of it. It will cover your sweet tooth. Also melons, cantaloupe watermelon are your friends, right? Very viable solutions. You know, very viable solutions. Yep, so there you go. See, we have been of help. You should drop me a super for that, feed me. Or you could buy, no, not Jell-O shots. So you could go to my Amazon wish list. Someone ordered me the coffee from in here. It was hilarious. No, Jello shots are alcohol, dude. Jello shots, you usually put really hard liquor in there. It's called Jello shots. Maybe it's different in your country. Here, that's a Jello shot is usually has Everclear or vodka in it. All right. And Coach is 100% sober. Feed me. Oh, appreciate the Superman. Thank you so much. There we go. See, being rewarded for helping people. I appreciate that. Thank you. Those do start adding up in these after a while with the amount of lives I'm doing. Not much, hey man, but it adds up. You know, I had one stream like 2 weeks ago where just, you know, like normal people who were not regulars in here dropped like $30 in supers because I gave them like really detailed advice on before the sun was even up. You know, nice Coach. That's a hard to beat. There we go. But it all adds up. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. But yeah, if every day the lives are like that, that'd be phenomenal. Like that morning. That was just a good day all around because I got another one in a later live. It was just like it's kind of stacked up. Nice, Coach. That's hard to beat. There we go. It's been a lot done. I'm over here thinking I'm not even tired. And it's like I need to do the other cardio. Then I'm like, wait, I did a full body workout with a training max on the squat, bench, and deadlift. Weighted body weight movements to failure. I did sled work. And we're like an hour into walking. Like, we just trucking along. And I already get a client update. Right? Got one of my guys' sheet. I need to get Ted's vlog done at some point today, though. So we're 50 minutes into this because I was 7 minutes in when I had to restart because it wasn't working. All right, trying to keep track of it. I do, but I'm not really active on it right now. I do have one though. You're free to go join. I haven't been putting new content up though. I'm just not feeling it, you know. But I do have one, yes. So there's a couple people who follow, even though I'm not putting content up. There's old content though. It's pretty tame of what you'll see there at the moment. Yeah. But people don't even want graphic stuff. Like I honestly have people who on there really they just want me to flex or something. Like with my pants on. It's honestly foot pictures. That's actually where the most money is. It's not even the other stuff. So there's no need to do any of it. Right? It's kind of fascinating. But I suspect as I get leaner, there'll be more of that. There'll be way more dudes just wanting flexing pictures out there. And that's fine. I don't mind that. Do you consider it sex work? No, not really. Especially at that point, no. If I'm just flexing on a camera, it's definitely not sex work. 21 likes. It's coming along. Cool card. I didn't ban you, by the way. I'm letting you stay, but we do need to chill with all the fart talk and the other nonsense. I know your name has it in there, but you know, all good. All right, it's getting a little hard to read the screen now, though. I'm going to start walking back towards my house. It's going to take me a bit. I'm several blocks from home, but we're going to head back that way. Because it's getting harder to read the screen and it might disconnect me anyway. The phone gets hot. But we'll keep talking it out. Taking a photo of your foot, yeah, isn't sex work. I got $15 for a foot picture the other day. Apparently I have very aesthetic feet. All right. just remember Cart yesterday and you called him on it, coach, right? It's all good though, man. I'm trying to be nice to regulars and give them fair warning with stuff. But people who just come in with nonsense, they just got to go. They got to go. We don't need it. But yeah, I think the vlog will be good today. Like, I think people will like it. I tried a new angle on the dips for one set and I didn't like it. I was thinking of supersetting all that. But I'm like, I don't know that it really saves that much time. My breaks aren't super long there anyways. But I do feel like definitely if you're on a time crunch, supersetting dips and pull-ups can shave, 10 minutes out of somebody's workout. Taste reason. Coach, you don't eat much fish. I don't eat any fish at all. I can't eat fish without vomiting. And I do mean that literally. I can't really sit at a table with cooked fish without gagging. So, yeah. I don't want to go into the full backstory because it reveals a lot about medical as to why. I have a trauma response to fish. Anything that tastes or smells like fish or seafood at all. So, just waking up in an emergency room with a tube stuck down your throat and being injected with all sorts of stuff at 4 years old will do that to you. All right. So, taste is not the best. No, I can't even handle the smell. Like, dude, you have cooked fish on the table, I'll actually dry heave. So I tried recently, like last year, I thought, let me see if I can get over this. I cooked some salmon and did all the lemon juice and everything. And I tried to eat it and I puked it up in the sink. I couldn't even get a bite down. I'm like, I was going to take it. I convinced myself, psyched myself up that it's going to be the most amazing, delicious thing in the world. And I took one bite and before I got it down my throat, I literally vomited in the sink. I like puked up everything. It was in my stomach and threw it away. I'm just like, I can't do it. Feel the very same with peanut butter. I can't eat seafood at all. Like, yeah, no, I have serious anaphylaxia to seafood. Any type of shellfish, shrimp, like emergency room. They have to pump my stomach. I have to be injected with epinephrine and adrenaline. So, I've accidentally done it a second time as a kid. Like I was being babysitted and they didn't know. And I got into some shrimp. So yeah, we're glad protein powder is made, right? Well, I'll be fine. It doesn't need to be. We got the whey protons, guys. So no, that's why I don't do that. It's just a trauma response and I can't get past it. Thank goodness. We have chicken and cow. There we go, man. We got chickens, cows, turkeys, all that stuff. On rare occasion, we got the lamb. But, I could be happy with chicken and steak indefinitely, Be happy with it. Would be good. Seems like this is an active little stream though. The views have been decent. So I'm thinking we're back on an upswing. Overall, I'll have a bunch of shorts today. That's one short already got a lot of views of the bench. And yeah, no, that wasn't a max, obviously. Sir, I'm back and we'll be in the Army in 3 months. Have a run with weights and want to be faster. Well, follow my channel, man. I got plenty of free advice to help you. I've never had lamb, really need to try some. I wonder what it tastes like. It's very similar to beef, honestly. Last time I had it was on a date some number of years ago. We went to a French place. I had some pesto lamb. And no, that girl did not become a girlfriend. She's still a really good friend though. But no, that one was not an ex. Just one I dated for a while. Long-term friend. So she's actually married now. He's married with a kid. So I guess it's been a little while since I had lamb, now that I think about it. It's been a few years. Because I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah. All right. That's been a little bit. But now we wanted to go try that place out. It was actually really good. Say what you will about the French, but they can cook a mean lamb. All right. It's called mutton in India. There are many recipes. All right. Fair enough. We don't have a lot of it here. Being Texas, we're very beef oriented and chicken. Right. All right. So I think this walk is going to be done shortly. Get back home, get inside, get a shower, get some coffee going, get some bike cardio in. That I'm really going to have time to get in today, though. It's 9:30 already. We'll make it all work. Get to where I can see the screen. The light's a little bright right here. Lamb has never added hormones and antibiotics. No, I don't care. Lots of food doesn't have added hormones. Chicken doesn't. Like the list of things that I could care less about, that's at the top. You know, I don't even see why people worry about those things. Like just from a health perspective, it's kind of silly. But chicken doesn't have either one. It's illegal in the U.S. to give any sort of steroids or growth hormone to chickens, and they're not usually given antibiotics either. Like it's illegal in the United States. So chicken is hormone free. I don't know. I don't know about your country, but in the United States, it's been illegal since, like 60 or 70 years. So to serve, you're like my what? Other but healthier. I'm not really sure what all that means, but all right. I didn't realize that. That's good. You know, I did a video on that. I did a poll on it. And what's interesting, this shows how little people know about their food. So there was a survey done a number of years back asking Americans if chickens were given steroids in the United States. And 80% of Americans believed that they were. And the actual truth is, they're not. Like, and people could try to make silly comments. Well, how do you know they're not sneaking it in? Well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, the fines are enormous. Number two, there's a reason we don't give steroids to chickens. They don't have a long enough lifespan for it to be cost effective. Like the extra work and the money for the drug and the giving it to them versus the potential for growth isn't profitable. So essentially, if a company did it, they wouldn't make any money, but they might be fined $20 million for something that made them no profit. So why do it? Cows, on the other hand, are grown on steroids here. They are grown on trenbolone. Works amazing. So Tren is what we give to cows here in Texas. Tren and Test Prop and Estradiol. What? Didn't you? No, I didn't own a cattle ranch. My father owned half of it. I didn't own it. I worked it some, and then he sold it. He sold it for $1 million. Like his cut. So yeah. Train cows, but not chickens. Yeah, exactly. What about poultry farms? All right, guys, I'm home. I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. We got over an hour on this one, so we'll get a bike here coming up later. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you for the donations and the like.